to, okay, you just put some trainers on, you experienced, you explored. How did you go about that journey? Hey, I'm not a fit person, to you're super fit. You're Miss Atlas 2019, 2021. I mean, that's a not a normal progression, right? That's exceptional. So how did you go? How did you learn? Did you have people to consult, and how did you go about that fitness journey?
Yeah, so I mean, most of my fitness journey, no, it was just me realizing, like I had said, that it was helping, and I had this vision in my mind that I would get rid of my baby belly. I was about 21 at the time, and that was my goal by the time I was about 30. I remember at that time, I used to see it on the papers everywhere, tummy tucks and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, wow, if only I had the money for things like that. Well, I'll have two goals. One goal will be when I'm 30, I'll be able to afford it. And the second one will be I'll do my best to do something about it by the time I'm 30. So I've got to be honest, I didn't really tell people. I used to get up in the morning when my son was a bit older, and I'd leave him at home in the morning. And I'd go off to the gym before he got up, come back, make him breakfast, sort him out. And that would be or I'd go after work, or I'd fit it in somewhere. But I wouldn't really tell people. And that's probably because a little bit of me was like, well, if you tell people, then they know. And I don't want people to know. What if I decide next week I'm not going to go? Or that never actually happened. It just I became more committed and more committed and more committed. But nobody really knew that was happening unless you were really close to me. You didn't know I was really on that journey. I didn't post about it. I wasn't sharing it. I just kind of kept it to myself. And then I went through a couple of near-death experiences. In 2015, I was assaulted by police in Spain, and I almost died and lost my life. And then in 2017, I lost my dad, and doing what I've always done, which is get up, get on with it, deal with everything. I experienced true burnout. I went to work one day, and the next minute I woke up from a coma. I woke up in intensive care, looking around to find out that I'd actually smashed my car into a tree at 50 miles an hour. And I was very lucky to be alive with just, you can see probably these scars across my head. And so that, as you can only imagine, and anybody listening, when you wake up and you've actually experienced what it's like to lie on your deathbed, yeah, it hits hard. Am I really happy with my life? Have I really achieved the things that I could achieve? Am I living what I want? Is this? And I realized that I really wasn't. That I had a great career, had the house, the cars, I'd achieved things I only dreamt were possible. But I always wanted to help people, and I wasn't doing that. So it was that was the kind of catalyst for me, knowing that I needed more, knowing that I needed to come back stronger. And so I really went on a journey after going down on the way back up to understand how our brain works. How does trauma affect us? Not just as an adult, but as a child. I went through a lot of it, but like many of us, just suppressed it and put it over there and carried on with life. And I'm a strong person because of all of that and all of that. But actually, I wanted to understand, well, how was it affecting me? Because I always felt like I was carrying this weight around. And that's the only way I could describe it as. And so I kind of went on the hunt for, one, how can I help myself? Two, how can I help others? Do I become a counsellor, for instance? Do I do this? Do I do that? And so that was what took me on the path. And I knew, one, if I want to help people, regardless of what tools I go and learn and how I help them, I have to help myself. It's and I don't mean this offensively, but if you want to go and get in shape and somebody walks up and he's 20 stone and he's in you're not going to probably want to go to him. Like, so I do believe you've kind of got to walk the talk. So it's, and I think, yeah, I mean, I had staples across my head and I did go into a dark place. So I knew if I wanted to help people, I first needed to help myself. And that's when I actually stumbled across competing. So I had a six-pack at that point. I had a good toned body. It had taken me 10 years, but I had it. And now, and I seen this competition and it said fit mum. And I thought, you know what?
That's me.
That's me. Exactly. Like that's me. I'm gonna do it. what I didn't realize is that it was bodybuilding. But once I realized that that was my opportunity, that this was my opportunity to come back stronger, that this was something I could do that was just for me, not for work, not for my boss, not for my son, not because I'm mum, but just for me. And so regardless of how crazy it seemed to me, my friends, that I was going to suddenly be getting tanned up and going on stage and I'd have to prep and pose and this other world, which was just another world, it excited me. And I truly believe that we have to step out of our comfort zones continuously to grow. And a lot of people stay comfortable because of that, just because it's comfortable. And it feels very uncomfortable. Going out of your comfort zone is like